Hey there again, Board Game Brody here with Let's Table It, where we get games to the table like this one, Cretaceous Rails, a worker placement network building game where you are building a rail and a resort company. And this one is published by Spielcraft Games. The game is 4 rounds long, and in each round you will be taking 4 actions. And in each action you are taking actually 2 actions. Let me explain. There is this 4x4 grid which lists different actions that you will be able to take, and you will be placing one of your executive pieces between 2 action tiles and on a place that doesn't have an already placed executive on it. Then you will take the actions on those 2 tiles where you placed your executive token on, and you'll place your executives in order from 1 to 4 to help you know what actions you are taking and in which order. The other part of this game is played with tiles that have hexes with different dinosaurs, some with tourists, others with jungle tokens, and you'll be building your rail system starting from the start and trying to connect your rail to other tiles to use, what is on them. When forming your rail, you can make as many forks as you wish. Each edge between a hex can only have 2 rails on them, and you will need to be from different players when you do that as well. Your rail system starts with 2 trains for beginning setup, but when you place your executive next to the tile that shows 2 rails, then you will be able to add 2 trains to your network. The more hexes your rail system touches, the more resources you have access to with the other actions that you'll be taking. And adjacency includes the tip of your end train and the tile that it hits the corner of, and all other tiles that your train touches as well. The other part of your train is the train cars here, which holds your resources or your cargo. Each train car holds 1 item, which could be a tourist, a jungle token, or a dinosaur. Other actions will let you add these onto your train cars, and then you can either skip one of your actions to clear all the items and place them on your player board to use them for buying cards and stuff like that, or you can wait till the end of the round where you will automatically move all the cargo from your train cars onto your player board. But you'll want to move them to your player board because if your train cars are full, you won't be able to take any of the other actions to place resources in there if they're full. This is the clear jungle action, and you will remove a jungle token from a hex that your rail system is adjacent to and place it into a train car. You'll want to remove jungle because you cannot use a hex for other actions like the safari action or capture dinosaur action until the jungle gets cleared. Jungle tokens are then used for some resort cards, but also some other things, but they're good things to have. The safari action is how you show tourists the dinosaurs out there, and you'll take a tourist from any hex adjacent to your rail network and place it into an empty rail car. You will then add up all the dinosaurs adjacent to your rail network of the same color and type that corresponds to the tourist that you picked up. Plus, each volcano adjacent to your rail network also counts as a dinosaur of that type as well. You will then move the rating marker on your player board up for the dinosaur type, the number of spaces as dinosaurs seen. Remember, dinosaurs only count if the jungle tokens are removed from their hex when doing this. The ratings on dinosaurs will determine how many points each captured dinosaur is worth at the end of the game. Next is the capture dinosaur action, and you will remove a dinosaur on an adjacent hex from your rail network, and the jungle token needs to be removed prior to taking the dino. Dinos are worth points at the end of the game, so you want to collect them, especially the ones where you're moving the ratings up on your player board really high, because they're going to be worth more points at the end. This action right here is the draw resort cards action. There is a display of cards that you will be able to take 2 cards that will help you make kind of stronger actions or make you more efficient in the game, but also to give you in-game scoring that is shown on the bottom of those cards. You will keep these cards that you draw in your hand, and you can take one and then refill it with a new one and then take your second one. You can discard tourist to reset cards if you want as well to give you maybe something you're looking for. This here is the build resort card action. Here, you will build as many cards as you want from your hand by paying the cost shown on each card. You have 3 levels to place your cards, with the top being the most powerful, but you can only build in 1 level in a single action. So the first time, that means you're going to be building in level 1, but then you can build on level 2 with your next time taking this action, and so on. So you just need to have a card in the space underneath on level 1 to build on a 2, and a card underneath to, go up to 3. Really, these resort cards is what makes the game a little more exciting, as you can gain cards and give you more powerful actions from the ones that other players are doing, and it helps you be more efficient in the game with what your plan is. There are cards that give you an extra train car, ones that let you ignore forest tiles when performing the safari action or the capture dinosaur action. There are cards that let you unload your train, after taking a certain action. Now, some of these still, might require you to move back a token on, a dino rating on your board, or it might list an action that is stronger on a certain level that is placed on. Plus, you want to use the resources you have on your player board to be able to play the card down to take advantage of it. So there can be a lot of planning and mixing up of everything of what you're doing. But then you also want to take a look at the bottom of the cards as you get those cards, that you will score the in-game scoring of potentially something that you already have, or something that you can work for to do better at, to get more points at the end. But then you also want to take a look at the bottom of the cards to get cards, that will also help with in-game scoring, or something that you're doing really well in to get better points in something that you have already done. There is a tile that shows a T-Rex tooth with 1 on it, and if you place your executive next to this action, then you will also become the first player for the next round. After everyone has then placed out their 4 executives and taken all the actions that are associated with them, then everyone gets to unload their train cars for free, moving their resources to their player board to use at some point. Everyone takes back their executives. All resort cards are removed and new ones are placed back out. All action tiles are reshuffled and placed back into a new 4x4 grid. And the player who took the first player marker from the last round now becomes the first player for this new round, and they start their first turn. After 4 rounds, the game ends and the points are then counted up. And you gain points for dinos on your resort cards. They are worth the points from your player board, depending on how well you got those ratings up. Dinos on your player board are worth half of those points rounded down. Then your resort card multipliers are determined, which could be points for having rails, points for train cars, points per adjacent cabin and volcano hex, points per tourists, or points per jungle token. After that, the player with the most points wins the game, and, well, that's Cretaceous Rails. It's actually a pretty thinky competitive game of finding the best cards to make your rail system work the best way to increase the ratings on dinos. You will be using, with your cards, and then forming your own engine that will be different from player to player, mostly because you have, different rail systems and passing by different stuff and focusing on certain or different things as well. The action selection to start is fun, and it makes you think, a little bit, because you want certain actions and you want to make sure that you can do both of them. But after, you go, then others are going to possibly take the combos of actions that, you might want as well, leaving you with, something left over as well. So timing can be huge in this game. So make sure you do what you want to do before it's taken. But there are enough spaces to place your executive that you're not going to be left out with nothing and doing nothing, but maybe just something you aren't ready for, so get ready for them. And they change from round to round, so you can't just bank on the same combos over and over again as well, because things will totally change. Then you want to take Safari so that you can increase the dino's rating so they are worth more, but this only really works if you also end the game with those dinosaurs that you are moving up on the rail. Use them for your cards so that you get those points. So it requires those 2 things, not just bumping the rating up or not just getting the dinos, but a combo of the 2. The resort cards, though, is what really makes the game fun for me. I keep checking what's available. I look at every new card and I see if, something I want comes out. I plan what I'm going to be doing by what cards are available, things like that. And then again, the game has a bunch of layers, but the cards all depend what level you are, placing them on as well. So yeah, you want to use a certain ability when it's on level 1, but if it's on level 3, this is probably giving you something big and you want to take advantage of that. That could be a one-time upgrade type thing, but it also could be, making a certain action stronger, and you should probably be taking that action more, or maybe you just don't need it to worry about it as much because you don't need it as much and you could do other actions instead that are a little bit weaker as well. The game is one of those games where you have 6 actions you're doing, and those actions are pretty clear and easy to do and understand throughout the game. But then when you pull all the layers together in the game, it's a puzzle thing, Things get a little more complicated, and ultimately that's what makes the game great. I wouldn't call this game an intro game or a gateway game by any means, but it's more of a medium weight game that is, inviting to many others for several reasons into the game. So because there is complexity in the decision making, but not so much complexity in the rules, again, that's a great thing for this game. The game has a fun toy factor as well with the dinos and the components. This just makes the game feel better. And although the game, would still be good without these great components, the components will help the game come out off the shelf more often. And it just makes the game have a better table presence with what they have done with the components and what it looks like. It looks great. The theme is probably what will get the most people interested in this game because, it's a train aspect thing that is great for games, but then it's combined with dinosaurs. And then also this is a medium weight game. So I feel like it's a good spot. It's a good combo to have for a game like this that is going to attract a lot of people, probably even you. Ultimately, it's a game where you can do a lot. You're not going to be able to do everything. You need to focus on some things more than others to do well in it. Dinosaurs ultimately score you the most points, so you want to make sure that you get those into your resort and also move them up to get more points for them. The game hits a sweet spot with a great theme. Rules aren't too complex, but it still feels rewarding to do the puzzle and figure things out by layering things together, or even figuring out the layering and putting your turns together in a better way. Again, it's Brody with Let's Table It, where we get games to the table. Like this one, Cretaceous Rails. It's a worker placement, route building, tableau building Euro game by Spielcraft Games. Please like and subscribe to our channel. We are working hard to bring to you videos like this one, so if these games here are ones that you want to get to your own table.